Good morning, friends, and we are back for another Coffees and Consoles. So, today we're going to try a coffee that I'm super excited about. We're going to talk about some Nuka-Cola, and then we're going to look at 5 affordable GameCube games that you can enjoy in 2025. So, I hope everyone's doing well today. Without further ado, we're going to do our mug reveal. Today, we have a lovely Xbox mug, and I thought the color scheme wonderfully matched today's coffee, which is Black Rifle Company, just black. This coffee is promised to be the darkest, richest tasting black coffee out there. And you know me, I'm always looking for a coffee that matches my soul. The cool thing about Black Rifle Company is that a portion of their proceeds go to help first responders and retired military vets. So you get a great coffee for a great cause. You definitely can't beat that. But without further ado, I'd like to see if they can deliver on that promised super rich, super dark taste of just black. So, without further ado, let's give it a try. Oh, wow. Woo. That has got quite a bite to it. The aroma coming off of it is splendid. When I was brewing it up, just before we started recording here, I was like, this is going to be a really good coffee. So, we'll take another sip. If you like black coffee, and that's not everybody, this is definitely for you. I really like the fullness of it. The dark is the best way to describe it. It almost has like a chocolatey taste to it, kind of. But definitely a quality black coffee for a great cause. So I definitely say jump on that one. The aroma too, with the taste, wonderful. Really good. So, without further ado, let's get into some news for the day. I came across a pretty cool article on IGN about a pre-order that they're doing on their store. And I'm not the hugest fan of IGN, but this was pretty cool. So we're going to put it up on the screen. They have Nuka-Cola that actually appears to glow. And it's actually like potable. Like you can actually drink this. It's pretty expensive. I think it's like $34 or something. But even if you never opened it, having that to try would be something really cool. From what I read, it's a very sour tasting fruit soda from Jones Soda Co., who do make really good soda blends and flavors. They've had a lot of unique ones I've tried in the past. So I might consider ordering this, even if just to be a collector's item, because I'm a huge Fallout junkie. Love Fallout, and I think that would be something really cool to add to the collection. Maybe we try one bottle and keep the other ones on display. But I think that's something really cool. And again, I don't always like to just report on negative news. It is pretty cool to see, cool products coming out. Whether or not they might be a little expensive, who knows? The other thing I wanted to kind of touch on is we are getting real close to the Switch 2 release. And I'm really, really hyped. Not for the release, I'm not buying it. But I'm hyped to see what the reaction will be. And if the limited quantities that the stores have in physical retail stores sell out immediately, or if they're still sitting on shelves, and how quickly you can order them off of Amazon, Nintendo's website, how quickly they become available again. So I think we're about to enter a pretty cool period of seeing what actually happens with this. Because I know I'm not picking it up, but I'm curious to see if so many of us that have claimed that sales will be down will be right. I don't think the sales will be down right away. My prediction would probably be that in brick and mortar stores, and for the first at least month online, it probably will not be available. But I think after that initial hype is when we will probably see the Switch 2 become an item that's maybe getting scalped, that's not really available at first, but then maybe, just maybe, I predict that it will be readily available, and the people that bought them up in an effort to scalp them will be stuck sitting on them. I would definitely like to see that for a little bit of punishment for Nintendo, but definitely some punishment for scalpers. I love seeing scalpers and resellers get stuck with merchandise that's not nearly as valuable as they thought it was. So let's hope for the best. And I'm trying to vary up my look every day on the show. So I saw this really cool shirt at work. It is a Superman tropical Hawaiian shirt. I was like, I gotta get this. Love it. It's a little tight on the bottom. Thankfully, we just have like a bust profile here. I'm busting some buttons off of this thing, but I love it. Looks cool. Love the colors. Love Superman. So pretty excited about that. But what I really wanted to talk about is the GameCube. Now, with all the hoopla around the Switch and the Switch 2, I really like looking back at Nintendo's consoles. And I was a huge GameCube adopter. That was really during my formative years in gaming. I played a ton of great sports games on it. Of course, I played a ton of the first-party games, but we all know that those first-party games can be pretty expensive. So what I wanted to do today was look at some games that are between maybe $20 and $30 that are really cool games that you can pick up for an affordable price and enjoy on the GameCube. And the other thing is, a lot of people, when they're talking about the GameCube, will talk about how the GameCube had a rough time with the laser and a lot of them burned out. A lot of problems with the lids on the GameCubes. The beautiful thing is, the best GameCube player is absolutely the Wii. So, you can, if you're having trouble, and I've actually tried this myself, because I had bought a copy of Skies of Arcadia Legends, and the disc was not really scratched up, but it had a few scratches on it, and my silver GameCube did not want to read it. It wouldn't read it. Sometimes it would read it and then it would kick out. It was really, really frustrating, especially because I had paid a fair amount for it. And then I read that the Wii, with its better laser and better technology, was actually better at reading the discs than the GameCube was itself. And we know there was backwards compatibility there. So I tried it out, and it's definitely something I recommend. So if you have a Wii, but either have a busted GameCube or don't have a GameCube at all, you can definitely grab GameCube games and get yourself a nice cheap GameCube controller and go to town with your Wii. So I think it's a great system and ecosystem to jump into some classic Nintendo titles. But today, we're looking at some budget titles that I think are really special. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Now, you guys know that I love me some JRPGs. And when we're going back to my formative years of gaming, one of my favorite JRPGs that I ever picked up was Evolution. And this one, as you can see, has the beautiful Blockbuster quality used games sticker on it. I love it when these have this. A lot of collectors are like, hey, that lowers the value of the game, get yourself some Gugon. Hell no. I love it. It reminds me of when I picked this up. My story with Evolution is I played the original Evolution and then Evolution 2 on the Dreamcast, and I loved them to death. When I got my GameCube, when I saw this came out, also came out on the PS2, which I also have, I definitely wanted to play it on my GameCube. And the cool thing about Evolution's world is that it has both games. And it's not like both games you select on a menu. It covers a chunk of the first game and the second game. So there is parts cut out, but it is a great experience to enjoy all of it. Now, these are great dungeon crawlers, and the whole point is that Mag Launcher, the main character here, is part of a famed adventurer family. As famous as they are for being successful adventurers, they're also famous for their debt. And throughout the whole game, if you liked Animal Crossing, you'll love this. You have to pay back the massive debt that's millions of dollars through the drops you get and the rewards you get for your missions. And there is a secret ending at the end and a whole bunch of cool stuff to do with completely paying off that debt. So in addition to the story, you can also pay off that debt. So I love this one to death. This one is not complete. I am missing the book. I'm going to put the complete in box up on the screen though, because I do have it on PS2. And I think most collectors, if they're looking to buy these, will want to get them complete in box. So very rarely do I have one that's only boxed or loose, but this is one. But we're still going to put the complete in box up on screen so you can use that for your shopping purposes. But up next we have one that I really enjoyed back in the day, and I just found out that you can actually play this without the peripheral most people think you need for it. And that is Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. I guess I never realized that you can play this without the dance pad. So this game was really fun to play with the dance pad. I think I tried it a couple of times, but that's long gone. I don't remember if I was borrowing it or if I had it and I got destroyed, but I'm a huge dude. Back then I was even bigger than I am now. So if I did have it, it was definitely destroyed. So I just mainly kept this around for collection purposes. But the cool thing with this is that I just found out that you can play it with controller inputs. You can switch that over in the options. So I just got my GameCube out. I'm going to be trying this after I do the video. We might even stream this later this week because I'm so excited to revisit this with controller inputs. And this one is beautifully complete. Love it, love it. And I'm super excited to give DDR Mario Mix another try. And you should too, because it's pretty rare to find it. It probably like doubles or triples the price if you can find it with the dance pad, but it probably doesn't work, and it's pretty expensive. So you can play it with the controller, which is cool. So definitely check that one out. This one is one of my favorite games of all time. It was the follow-up to one of my probably top 5 games of all time, and it just made it better. It just made it better. And it is Wave Race Blue Storm. It's on the thumbnail. It's in my mind rent-free forever. This game did so much. It expanded the roster, new playable characters, great soundtrack, better graphics, but that same classic gameplay. And look at this, guys. This is a very deluxe copy. This is my original Walmart receipt for the game. I bought it on 1/7/03 at 3:21 in the morning. This is back when Walmarts were still 24 hours. This is pretty cool. And don't worry, the credit card information is old, but this came with so much cool stuff. So we're going to take a look at some of the stuff here. So this is a cool little fold out telling you to subscribe to Nintendo Power with the branding of the game. I love these things when they're still included. I would love to have that Wave Race t-shirt that they show there, but this is so cool. I love it when you have all this stuff. And of course we have the precautions booklet. I'm not going to dig that up, but the book is beautiful. This is in great shape. And they were so colorful. Like, look at that. That looks like it was like freshly printed. And this is my original copy, so this isn't like a, like a recreation. But if you remember, the original game had 4 characters. And this increased the roster greatly. And of course, my favorite, Serena Del Mar, is in there. Right down there. My favorite ever. But so many cool characters. I love this game so much. I actually want to replay this too before I go to bed tonight. I work 3rd shift, so like I'm going to go to bed a couple hours after I make the video. But I have some GameCube games that I need to check up on before I go to bed. But guys, this, I'm telling you, even if you don't like racing games, even if you don't like Ski-Doo games, this is freaking legendary. go for it. Before we continue, coffee check. Let's get some more of that delicious Just Black from Black Rifle Corporation. Ah, man, it's got such a good bitterness. Oh, that is really good. That would wake you out of a fully drunken stupor, I'm telling you. Good stuff. So, these last two are kind of musical games. They're not rhythm games per se, but this first one, you may not know it, right? I probably look like kind of like an alternative or like rock person now. But when I was younger, I loved hip-hop. I loved hip-hop. I was big into Tupac, Biggie. Notorious was so great. Tupac was one of the greatest poets ever. Guys like Big Pun. And I loved the whole Def Jam crew. Def Jam Vendetta is one of my favorite games. Not just fighting games, not just wrestling games, of all time. You want to talk about a game with the most out-of-this-world story. It is all real-life rappers that were famous during the time this was out, fighting each other in wrestling tournaments. And the gameplay, to me, reminded me a lot of the like WCW wrestling games that were on the N64. The story is crazy. I remember it was one of the first games that had like all the girls. So like the girls would have these like crazy cat fights, and literally every famous rapper was not only featured, but they had awesome songs. One of my favorite songs of all time, which we can't play because of the copyright, was Come and Take a Walk With Me by Joe Budden, and it came from this. And this was such a great release. And this is another one, just like I said with Wave Race, you don't actually need to like that subject matter. You don't have to love rap music. This game is that good of a fighter and has that crazy of a story. So let's take a look at this book. I wonder if it shows like the game versions of all of the rappers. I don't know if it has like a character spot, but I loved it to death. It doesn't. It just has like instructions on how to play the game. But this one was such a classic. I promise you, you will love this if you pick this up. It is 100% worth it. And with music leading in to the final game on the list, this one I loved so much. We were during a time when this came out, my fiance at the time, wife now, was obsessed with The Sims. We had both liked like Sim Earth, Sim City, Sim Tower, things like that, and Sim Ant. And then when The Sims came out, that was crazy. That was awesome. And when they made this, we had to try it. And the Herbs, Sims in the City, is such an affordable game with so much content and fun in it. If you love The Sims, if you love hearing the Simlish, if you want to have your Sims interact with Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas and dance to their music and go to clubs and restaurants, it is such a darn good game. I loved this to death. And this is one of those games that I think a lot of people passed by. Because if they liked The Sims a little bit, maybe they didn't like hip-hop or the Black Eyed Peas. Or maybe if they liked the Black Eyed Peas and hip-hop, they didn't like The Sims. But I'm telling you, check this one out. It's a great price. And it's an experience you won't soon forget. Both me and my wife had a great time with this game. So, with that being said, I tell you guys, it is definitely the time to get in to the GameCube. And like I said, the Wii is a perfect port to that GameCube world for you. And if you can get a GameCube, get that Game Boy player, because it basically, right, replaces for me my Retron 5, because I have beautiful original hardware for my Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all that, Sega Genesis, but the main reason I use my Retron 5 is to play those Game Boy games in the front slot, and having the Game Boy player and all the different backgrounds and stuff that you can have frame it is so goddamn fun. I remember it even changes like the GameCube logo depending on like what game you have in. It changes the colors of it and stuff. There was so many cool things that the GameCube did. We won't even talk about like the card readers and all that, but it's time to celebrate the GameCube. I know a lot of people don't love it. Get into the GameCube. It's freaking awesome. But I want to thank Black Rifle Coffee Company. It's really cool that they support first responders and veterans, and they make one hell of a potent black coffee. Woo! That'll get you going in the morning. But, guys, I'm really enjoying making this series. I'm glad you joined me this morning. I hope you found some cool games to play. Maybe you'll order some glowing soda. And as always, stay creepy. Bye, guys.